Welcome, everybody. My name is Paul Coyle, and I'm the EMEA Lead Generation Manager for Kellton Tech. So thank you for joining us all today for our webinar, Software AG Web Methods 10.3, Transform Your Connectivity. So very honored today to have with me two digital integration experts, and they are Ram Kanamuri and Shimek Kulik. So Ram is an avid mountain biker based in the US, has been working in this field for 20 years with an exceptional record of taking great technology and turning it into scalable, global, and most importantly, innovative solutions. These solutions deliver rapid business outcomes and value, and Ram currently serves as our enterprise IT architect, strategist, and advisor to all our customers, providing very valuable insight into areas of ITPM, digital transformation, digital integration, IoT, API, and DevOps-based solutions engineering and value realization. Shimek Kulik is the Director of Product Management in Software AG, EMEA, and Shimek has 10 years of experience at Software AG, with a deep understanding of Software AG's Web Methods platform. He started out as lead solution architect in Poland in 2007 and has made his way steadily through the ranks to his current position as Director of Product Management for Software AG's API management and master data management platforms, otherwise known as MDM. Shimek also has a master's degree in information systems management from Warsaw University of Technology. So each of our speakers will provide a unique perspective on the new Web Methods 10.3 upgrade. As an enterprise integration expert and thought leader, Ram Kanamuri will discuss the trending demands on API integration and help you identify when and if this upgrade is right for you, while Shimek will share his intimate knowledge of Software AG Web Methods and how the new enhancements in version 10.3 will help you gain a competitive edge. Just before we get started, I need to go over just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions during this webinar, please type them into the Q&A section of your control panel. We'll address them at the end of the webinar. If we don't have time to respond to your questions live at the end, we will respond to them via email. You can ask questions anonymously during and after the webinar, and we will respond as quickly as we can. As a reminder, this session is being recorded. For those of you that opted in to receive a link to the recording and slide deck, we'll be sending that out in a day or two after the webinar. So just going to kick off with a brief corporate overview. And you can see Kellton Tech, our pioneer of digital transformation, with a footprint in the US, UK, Ireland, and Asia Pac. Our core strengths are people and technology. We are heavily accredited in ISO and CMMI. We have a team of 1,500 plus employees, actually quite a lot more than that since this slide was made. Founded in 1997, we do clients from startups to Fortune 500, and we're listed on the stock exchange. So I'm just going to pass you over now to Ram.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks a lot. Let me quickly, are you going to share the presentation or do you want me to?
You can go ahead with that, Ram. Thanks.
Let me start sharing then.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon. Definitely, we'd like to quickly introduce again who Kellton Tech is. Of course, the team that you're talking to come from our digital integration service portfolio. Of course, our prime expertise came from our legacy integration, not just the application integration and B2B, but also a lot of cloud and SaaS integration as well. Also transforming those integration into API-led and subscription-led, IPAAS-led frameworks as well. But traditionally, we've been supporting process-oriented and analytics and decision-oriented IT systems throughout the ecosystem. Most recently have been involved in a lot of cloud enablement and data implementations as well. Today, we are going to talk about some of those trending demands on application integration and the middleware architecture, especially for those enterprises that are going through this new digital transformation. We'll talk about some of those deployment scenarios when adopting cloud. What does adopting cloud mean in various IT domains, but also at the same time end up understanding how API-led economy and API-led strategy in various aspects of our IT domains leads into how CEMAC would explain to us Software AG's new webMethods digital business platform and its subscription-based cloud components, especially API management suite that's available in the cloud and on-prem for your hybrid, and then also talk about the hybrid deployment architecture. We'll also end up talking on how to strategize and modernize your existing investments into Software AG, how we can move them into that future state, offer hybrid or cloud, and also talk about some of the new best practices and enabling Agile and DevOps practices in the platforms. We will leave at the end of the session with a Q&A. To begin with, of course, just wanted to touch upon how our middleware has evolved over the years. Of course, base point-to-point interfaces or FTP-based interfaces are still existing in some enterprises, but traditionally, by 80s or 90s, everything has moved into B2B and much more standardized communication between applications. By 90s and 2010s, we have evolved into completely message-oriented middleware or enterprise service bus-oriented middleware, and service-oriented architecture has been predominant. But what's happening today is new demands from our digital transformation era, and these demands are everything to be as a service. Cloud enablement, cloud orchestration, RESTful services, middleware as a microservice are the new trends that we have to cater to. And why these trends have come to being, or what were the demands that need these trends for IT organizations, is what our Kellton Tech's services are revolving around as well. We think the IT portfolio management for digital transformation has to be redefined. The traditional IT portfolio management has to rethink in the areas of growth opportunities and asset optimization, and have to rethink and classify their systems. What are those systems of engagement and differentiation, and what are those systems of mid-office, back-office optimization? And what will be those systems of differentiation for agility, integration as well becomes your prime differentiating domain for your digital transformation. Many organizations have gone through IT transformations over the years, but how this is different is to not just to cater to the known trends from our competition and the market, but also to be able to prepare ourselves for the unknown trends as well. Now, this is from IT perspective, but from the business perspective, the models have been changing. The new outcomes and the growth opportunities are towards enabling new business models, new business revenues. And in that area, most of the systems, what we think, touch upon those new business revenues or business models is about the product or the service or the end customer and its awareness, from locational awareness to rapid enablement of ecosystems as well. In some cases, enabling partner ecosystems will become the trend as well, in the aspect of what we call network effect. But in this picture, as you can see, the aspect of differentiating your IT portfolio to those systems of engagement and digital systems, and those systems of cloud that move the fastest are the systems of engagement to capture growth opportunities. To enable such fast-moving systems to coexist with your existing systems of record, or even SaaS systems, SaaS applications in the cloud that you would adopt from third party, the speed that they move is different. To enable such a hybrid integration that will allow for multi-speed IT to exist is a differentiation aspect of the future of integration. And that's where, you know, we would want you to understand as well is, yes, by 2010, IPAAS has been predominant. There are a lot of IPAAS-based solutions that turned tactical in that point-to-point solution. But by 2018, Gartner indicated clearly that hybrid integration platform is the building block for that future digital enterprise. And middleware is your differentiating platform, and being able to provide an enterprise not only become cloud enabled to adopt applications, SaaS applications in the cloud, to adapt homegrown applications that are developed in the cloud, Azure or AWS, or even private cloud using maybe Pivotal Cloud Foundry. All those are enablement of cloud, and being able to build a cloud-based enterprise platform is your hybrid integration differentiating platform. The second area of hybrid integration responsibilities is also to enable bimodal capabilities. Some organizations might have a robust goal of achieving bimodal IT, but in other organizations, it could be a mix of both. In both these senses, where we have citizen integrators being able to play with digital components that are enabled through, say, APIs, but of line of business IT enabling the mid-office into blocks of innovative components that will optimize those operations, while the power users that can lift and shift specialty IT components into the hybrid integration mode. So some of these bimodal enablement of IT are also responsibilities for hybrid integration architecture. And all these lead up to what we believe, and not just we, but also Gartner, Forrester, everybody have been talking about API for much over 10 years now, and it's no longer a fad, it is a reality. APIs are being leveraged to create such building blocks for the new digital business models. Sometimes the business model platforms themselves will interface or integrate with APIs. And new business ecosystems are also enabled. Not just your partners, but your partners leveraging the APIs that you can expose can also be consumed by other network effort, by which your business models might see tremendous growth opportunities. So business sets that are exposed as APIs, that are service consumed by developers through innovative apps, not just by our IT applications and our end customer ecosystem, but also through partner ecosystems as well, is what we believe to be the new API economy. Definitely, API is, we believe, the prime force for systems reengineering, especially in those microservices architecture that you might re-engineer your applications, especially those applications that are most differentiating for your business and business models. Those are the ones that are built in cloud or cloud ready, and how best are they engineered and leveraged for the entire new digital agility is very important. And many organizations will leverage SaaS applications, not just things like Salesforce or Kronos or Workday. These are traditional SaaS that will apply to shared services or common functions, but also very dedicated, specialized operational systems are also being available as SaaS platforms, especially when those operations are much more normalized. So leveraging SaaS IT is the new way of cloud enablement, and the new aspect for API-based strategy is to normalize the integration of SaaS and synchronizing those APIs to be leveraged in the new business models. API-led connectivity, of course, this is something that will be of interest to a lot of you who have been leveraging webMethods platform for integration. How will we continue to use that in a model for API-led connectivity? How will we still continue to modernize some of the on-prem systems that we might still have to keep? Those are the aspects of API-led connectivity. The API monetization is about aspect of being able to know how to expose your APIs, leverage their usage, and even monetize that usage across not just your partner ecosystems, but also even internally as well. APIs are also the right architecture to expose your data, and a data as a service kind of architecture. Most of our data IT, including our transactional databases, the metadatabases, are also evolving to new cloud-based data architecture. Fundamentally, you can adopt cloud-based subscription services for data, but you would still need to create a data as a service architecture so that you can recompose your new business models and your applications in that agility. Application services and cloud enablement, including Dockerization and Swarm analytics about your new cloud application scalability, is also our important aspects on how to leverage APIs that can bring all your IT together in the future state. So APIs, as you can understand, will become your prime force for systems reengineering and agility of your digital IT of the future. To talk about some of the components that you can leverage from 10.3 and the future of software AG, it is not only the aspect of integration cloud, but the hybrid connectivity leveraging integration cloud, the orchestration ability of leveraging data connectivity between your cloud components, but also to quickly play with recipes that can enable fast time to market to some of your problems that need to be leveraging the cloud connectivity and hybrid connectivity. Monitoring and aspects of integration are automatic in some of our new capabilities that you'll get exposed to. Quickly, I wanted to touch upon the hybrid cloud aspect of the future of digital integration, and then give Himak his, to go deeper into the platforms. Now, the trend that what we have seen in most of other IT organizations, especially enterprises, is 83% of the enterprise workload will be in the cloud. 90% of the enterprises will use multi-cloud. That's more important. The aspect of being able to leverage multiple clouds maybe your databases will be in Amazon S3, while your application, new age application development will be in Azure. So being able to allow enterprises to leverage multiple cloud is the biggest important aspect. Definitely 75% of the organizations will have core cloud API strategies as part of their digital experience architectures and to enable an API-driven economy. More than 50% of the global enterprises will rely on at least one public cloud platform, but as I said, multi-cloud and cloud neutral or freedom from cloud is the trend that you would need to see. The adoption of cloud, of course, again, public cloud versus private cloud, but hybrid cloud is the reality. Being able to leverage multiple clouds at the ease of business strategy is the future. Now, quickly, when you look at what is your IT portfolio and how and where it will be leveraged in the cloud, of course, we have gone through IT as an infrastructure, and that's a journey that has already been realized or successfully achieved. But looking at platforms of say middleware or platforms of application development, there is a hybrid nature to it. That is where your differentiation of your IT portfolio will matter in the aspect of your new business growth. And here you can see as platform as a service, the middleware and applications are always in a hybrid nature. Definitely software as a service like Salesforce, like Kronos and Workday have completely been in cloud and have also been realized as well. So for your cloud deployment options, especially with your software AG investments that you have made into, say, webMethods integration on-prem, what are your options to move to cloud? Is also need to be aligned with your cloud strategy. And your cloud strategy, as we have talked about, should be aligned with your other IT domains and their cloud strategy, because your hybrid integration cloud is enabling and moving a step ahead in the path of your other IT domains strategy towards cloud. So here you can see webMethods integration cloud in US is hosted in AWS. In, I think, Europe, it is also on Azure, but the software AG's components are available in public cloud and can be subscribed in various forms and fashion. They are managed and operated by software AG, so you would not have to think about any upgrade or aspects of your software. Once you deploy your integration components, develop and deploy, they are available to operate as expected for as long as we are supported them. The hybrid connectivity also ensures secure transmission of data. So there is an aspect of a VPN-based security established and connectivity established from AWS to your other IT sources and domains. On the other end, the lift and shift cloud deployment is another aspect of being able to quickly take your existing webMethods on-prem implementations and move them into cloud, repackage them and move them into cloud so that your immediate IT costs of infrastructure costs and hosting aspects will be moved into software AG's cloud. Here, again, they are managed and operated by software AG, but the services and packages that are configured and deployed are from Designer IDE from on-premises. So your aspect of integration SDLC is still in your control when you do your lift and shift of your existing investments or implementations. At this time, I'd like to invite Zimek to take on, go in depth with the API management and the integration cloud components of Software AG's webMethods platform. CMAC, it's all
Thank you,
yours.
Ram. Thank you. In my role, I usually listen to customers. For the next 20 minutes or so, I get to talk and speak to the customers, which is exciting to me and rather a new thing. But let me try. What I'm going to cover are two topics: API management and then IPAAS. In both of them, I will start with defining the market, which is you, the customers of our products and services, and how you use them. I will try to define what are the business values in this market and what are the driving forces that play a role here, which is to explain why we shaped our products the way they are. And I will, of course, cover some of the new and exciting stuff within these products, and I will conclude with telling you how we fare in these markets. So, without further ado, we'll start with API management. And you know, Ram has told you, and you know this, that APIs are nothing new, right? They've been around for many years. But what is new is the way we treat them. Now we treat APIs as business assets, as products, if you will, with the emerging API product manager persona. So we need a different way of treating them. We need to treat them as business assets, so that they become the drivers for bringing new values to our companies. Enterprises all across the world, they have huge amounts of valuable data with huge potentials to boost revenues, reduce costs, or just build things in a new and smarter ways, or do business in a new and smart ways. They can, APIs here, they can help unlock the value of this data. They can help create new revenue streams. They can open up opportunities for organizations to work in a different way, or to work with different people. You might simply become to be easier to do business with, which is a value in itself, right? Or you might unlock new opportunities just by serving the data that you had locked down before, but now thanks to API management and the technology it brings, you can monetize it. So what are the drivers that we see pushing our customers to go with something that's called API management today, as in API management technology? Well, secure access to the sensitive data. If you have data that is of value, if you want to expose it and monetize it, you want to do this in a secure and governed way. And API gateways and micro gateways are a solution to use in this space. API management and B2B interactions are converging. In B2B space, API management or API is just another way of communicating, just yet another way of opening up a channel for my partners to work with. And webMethods customers know very well our Trading Networks B2B platform, which is an established platform in the B2B space that is right now integrated with our API gateway to utilize the APIs that they might have and you want to use with their business partners. You remember the business value of APIs, unlocking the value of the data or functionality that we might have. This is driving some of our customers to create and market new products, digital products, with the help of APIs. And here API Gateway and API Portal come to space. So touching upon what builds our API platform, these are three main components: the API Portal, API Gateway, and the micro gateway. And I will explain them as we go through some of the details these products. So API portal, the definition that I like the most of API developers portal is that it is a place where API consumers and API providers meet. This is a place where the relationship between them is being managed. API providers use API portals to promote their API products, the digital products that they build, hoping that API consumers will like them and will use them. API consumers will come here and they will learn about these products, these APIs. They will try to get access, but they will also be able and they will want to collaborate with the providers, collaborate with other users of these products. And they will also want a way to promote maybe the solutions they have built on top of these products. This all helps to build ecosystem and a marketplace around APIs becoming digital products. So API portal is the solution that helps our customers do that. What's new in 10.3, which is the topic of today? We always work on making the customization of the portal much easier. It is the face of these digital products, of the API products, so it has to look the way that your organization looks like. So we're making efforts to make it easier and easier. We also started supporting Open API specification version 3 with all the features and functions it brings. I'll talk more about it when we talk about the gateway. We made a few enhancements to improve and make easier onboarding of B2B partners and allow them to onboard their own users so that you can establish a community of B2B partners and let them manage who they want to onboard to API portal. So all this to make this relationship management platform easier to use for you as the API product manager, if you will. API Gateway is a place where the API product manager persona comes. When you start working in API Gateway, you are the product manager of your API. You are the product manager of your product. So you need to be able to shape it in a way that your consumers will like it, design it, document it, make sure that you apply all the governance, all the runtime policies that will enforce business rules, making sure that your APIs are used in a controlled way, in a way you would want it. Also bringing you information about how your APIs are being used, if at all, so that you can make informed decisions about creating new versions, retiring the versions that are no longer used, or maybe retiring the APIs that are not used at all. Of course, API Gateway comes with tons of technical features about, API security, API protection, traffic management, all this stuff with support for different types of APIs, REST SOAP, WebSocket, OData. All this stuff is there. The latest additions in 10.3, the highlights that I want to mention is again, things coming with Open API version 3 support, namely support for asynchronous APIs. Asynchronous APIs are becoming more and more important because of the needs coming from microservices architectures where everything is event-driven. So we're bringing features to enable that, not only to support natively asynchronous API, but also to allow the API provider persona to event enable an API that is natively synchronous. So you might have SOAP or REST APIs, and you might want to event enable them. That's what we do in API Gateway. The newest addition to our API management platform is the Micro Gateway. And it is what the name implies. It is a low footprint, highly agile, flexible gateway that can be collocated with your business logic, that can be collocated with your microservice, doing all you need to do with this microservice to protect it, to throttle the traffic, whatever you might need. It comes with multiple form factors. It can be self-contained Java application, and it can be a Docker container. It doesn't need anything in the infrastructure to run. It comes with everything packaged for the micro gateway to run. So it's self-sufficient. There are no prerequisites for you to run it, and of course, it is very low footprint when it comes to size of the disk, memory, CPU usage, things like that. So make sure you check it out. How do we do in the market? Well, the latest rankings from both Gartner and Forrester place us as leaders. So we're very proud of that. Make sure to check it out. There's some insightful information about us and other vendors. As you can see, we're doing pretty well, and I hope you'll get a chance to see some of that in action. Switching gears to IPAAS, to Integration Platform as a Service. Same drill. What is it and why is it important? So you've heard Ram talking about the evolution of integration and how it started and how it evolved into what it is today. The hybrid notion is the sign or the stamp of times. Right now, integration platforms, they cannot cater for only one particular use case. They need to be able to integrate applications, data, process, B2B. They need to serve multiple personas, not only the specialist integrators, but also ad hoc integrators, or something that's called citizen integrators. It is hybrid not only in a way that it can run on premises and in the cloud and have them talk to each other. It is also hybrid in a way that it serves all these different use cases and all these different personas. Again, why IPAAS being the platform as a service solution, why is that important, and why our customers are thinking about adopting one? It's faster to deliver because all the infrastructure is managed by the vendor. You only care about bringing the business logic to place. It's capital expenditures versus operational expenditures. People don't like CapEx anymore. SaaS integration, integrating SaaS solutions is so easy because PAAS platforms, integration platforms as a service, come with pre-built connectors and pre-built recipes for building these connections within a simple clicks. And the need that is most commonly seen right now is democratize integrations, meaning let the people who are not technical people also do integrations for whatever they need. Do not require specialist IT resources to build a simple integration for moving my data from one CRM to another. So these are the driving factors. So democratize integration, which is nicely fitted within our integration cloud that has been just recently enhanced with our latest acquisition of Build.io and Build.io Embed. There are two solutions coming from one vendor. We're excited to have them on board. Together, we form a very strong IPAAS platform. Fast time to delivery, one of the top three driving forces. Again, integration cloud and API cloud together integrated. One allowing you to build your integrations, the other allowing you to secure them and control the usage. That is an important factor. API management solutions are becoming an essential part of IPAAS, and analysts such as Gartner and Forrester are recognizing this, and you will see them evaluating IPAAS very soon, where API management is a vital part of it. And improving customer experience, right? You customers will expect the ease of use, and they will expect to be able to build mobile web solutions very quickly, exposing these things to partners as well. So again, IPAAS with support for ad hoc developers comes handy here. So what is our IPAAS? What is webMethods Integration Platform as a Service? It is the integration cloud that now also includes the acquisition of Build.io, that allows you to build any integration in a graphical way. It comes with hundreds of SaaS connectors and recipes for connecting one to another in a very easy and clickable way. It comes with B2B cloud. We're taking our trading networks solution to the cloud, so our IPAAS will include that as well. And the third thing we're mentioning here is a special flavor of Build.io solution that that can be embedded into a SaaS application to allow for this SaaS solution to be easily integrated with other solutions. Some highlights: cloud integration, including Build.io, a place where you can build your integrations between one SaaS solution and another, between SaaS and on-premise in a graphical way, utilizing the connectors we build. And one of the differentiators here is that the connectors we have, more than 300 of them, are all Software AG built and all Software AG supported, unlike some other vendors. These connectors, or the platform, comes with recipes, as I said, which are quick starts for you as a customer to build integration for specific need. B2B integration as a service. As I was saying, this is our good old trading networks coming to the cloud. We have just released the first version in 10.3. We're progressing with bringing more and more on-premise features to the cloud, so make sure you check it out as well. And the last thing to mention here is the headless SaaS integration. It's the Build.io embed that can be used to built-in embed in the SaaS product, SaaS application for easier integration of this SaaS. With other solutions, you can use it as well to pre-build your integrations with other solutions outside. And lastly, within IPAAS market, we have been also recognized as one of the leaders. So make sure you check it out as well to learn some of the details about it. So we've covered API management, we've covered IPAAS, defining what is the market, what are the driving forces, making us build the solutions the way we build them, and we've covered how the analysts are seeing us in this market. With that, I'd like to hand it over back to Ram.
Thanks, Zdeněk. That's a lot of information, and I think a lot of exciting news for some of existing Software AG customers. Let me quickly take the control back 1 second. As you have seen, it's not only the exciting new features of what your future state middleware can be with the API management, hybrid cloud components. The micro gateway is really exciting component that Zdeněk talked about. Traditionally, what we think about a micro gateway is for your north to south traffic management, especially those applications and microservices that you are creating in the cloud. You can deploy a micro gateway in that ecosystem to act as a what we sometimes call it as a sidecar container, or a middleware as a microservice, or sometimes even as a service fabric that acts as a normalizing some of the middleware functionality in that cloud engineering. A few other innovations that I quickly wanted to, I know we wouldn't have time to go through, but you would like to know about definitely machine learning through Gemintis is another component that is also containerizable. It's an AI that can consume any kind of PMML or analytics input and run at the source of the data wherever you want it to run. Dynamic apps or agile apps became more of a dynamic apps within in its own inbuilt capabilities for automation and process automation. Cryon was another partnership as well, but some of other improvements on managed and deployable components as well is a big news that you would like to research about, and reach out to us if you would have any more information that you would need in those trends. Quickly, I think it is good to hear about all those new components and dream about that future state. But how do we get there? I know you might have been familiar with these terms with your on-prem software, being able to upgrade and support, but this will all go away if you move to that subscription model, but at a point in the future. So how do we get there is very important to understand our hybrid architecture needs. So we should look at not just an upgrade the next time we upgrade, but to actually modernize our middleware platform. The aspects of how do we leverage the existing, say, on-prem components and transform them into, say, legacy modernization or hybrid connectivity components. How do we adopt, say, the new components and start leveraging the new components for future state development while we still figure out a way to migrate the existing implementations or integrations into the future state. Few other things definitely as part of upgrade and modernization that you might embark on next steps is to improve upon your SDLC. Definitely, if there are aspects of API development and maybe even integration development, if there are not in the subscription model immediately, how do we leverage automation and not just the deployment automation, but also being able to build test beds and automated test beds to enable certain aspects of your maturity into DevOps nature. The things about product owner and API-based development that Zemac talked about, and the bimodal IT nature of IT will need that rapid DevOps nature and rapid agile development nature in the IT ecosystems. So middleware is no exception. So your next upgrade modernization should definitely concentrate a lot on that aspect. So this is what we do typically is quickly analyze what your environment, define a path of upgrade, including the new cloud deployment and subscription models for your platform considerations, determine the architecture, both physical and logical, and also determine a path, typically a side-by-side, where we continue to leverage your existing investments and build a path and a strategy towards how we enable the new future state. We take care of everything from install, setup, configure, migration of components, rectification of any past builds, but also deployment and regression testing of various systems and integrations. Also take care of cutover and go live when we actually need to take care of critical high availability systems. But also enable your teams as well that might sometimes work with Kellton to train themselves as well. Again, analysis and planning, upgrade path, and we also continue with a warranty and support for what we have done. Kellton also brings in a lot of homegrown utilities that we leverage in managing some of those activities during upgrade and modernization. Some of the environment verification tools that compare configurations across environments. We also gather and bring with us some performance monitoring tools in the aspects of activities involving migration and deployments. That's where we bring in some additional tools that are leveraged in this area. Now, should you upgrade to 10.3? Of course, definitely maybe your current version is nearing end of support or end of maintenance. Definitely that should not only be the reason, but looking at API micro gateway and the aspect of being able to mash up APIs in the integration cloud and being able to realize such a hybrid integration architecture for your future state of your IT. All those are important features that actually might need to drive you to go in and modernize your environment. So few other drivers, definitely do let us know in your Q&A if you have any questions. We would like to address them for the next 10 minutes that we have left. Paul, back to you.
Thank you, Ram, and thank you, Shimik. Great insights today. Thanks, guys. So I'll have a look at the questions here at the moment, and we have one from Sarah, and she says, our company is focused on adopting cloud in a big way. Should we upgrade to webMethods 10.3 or just take out extended support of the existing version and migrate to webMethods integration cloud directly?
I think I can answer that question. I think it's definitely an aspect of, if I understand the question correctly, with the lift and shift, migrating to the cloud immediately with your existing developed integration components is a path only if you are seeking to leverage the immediate optimization costs of, say, upgrade or managing the software itself. But if you are wanting to leverage the new age architecture, the digital nature of how we build things and the middleware, then yes, adopting the new middleware components in the cloud and the hybrid architecture would be the way to go. So for me, I think I would say, depending on what your objectives are, definitely, again, it's a quick assessment that we can help you with to determine that gate check, whether you can lift and shift your existing integrations into the cloud, and that makes sense to you, or put a path of migration or re-engineering into the new architecture over a period of time. So I think most organizations have taken the second path. They adopt these new components also and cater to all the new demand for the new components. They will put a path for the old components to be migrated over a period of time, because most of the time the other domains that these demands cater to are also in that path and a journey as well. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you, Ram. Any other questions before we close it? And indeed, as I said at the beginning, if anyone has questions that they don't have time to ask right now, because that was a fairly in-depth session, you could email the questions to us following this webinar.
I think I see a few more questions here from Sarah Beaker.
Yes, they're coming in there. Yeah. So let's have a look.
So for the first question, to manage cloud-to-cloud integration, especially, say, for example, we are looking to integrate with Salesforce versus other SaaS application, you would not need a micro gateway. Definitely, you don't. It is not needed. But a micro gateway is as I said earlier, it can be deployed closer to your SaaS application. It also can be deployed closer to your cloud-built applications in Azure or AWS that need a middleware micro gateway to orchestrate the microservices themselves. Also, you can use a micro gateway in your deployed on-prem environment as well. If you have a private cloud application architecture, you can leverage a micro gateway there in a sense that it can cater to north-south microservice orchestration. I think, as you said, should they bypass any API management processes? Sometimes in an isolated application microservices development environment, they can leverage a gateway. A gateway can be deployed with a handful of policies that will control A and A. And they can bypass a portal aspect and a governance aspect to it as well. But then they are managing and controlling the deployment of the micro gateway themselves. How do IPAAS connectors relate to webMethods Cloud Streams? That's a good question. Cloud Streams was your managed component. It was part of your integration webMethods server that you can deploy a managed deployable component. And that component can then manage all your IPAAS connectors like Salesforce API or Kronos API, any of those third-party APIs that you would leverage. But in the new cloud, you would not need Cloud Streams because Cloud Streams is no longer something that you would manage. It is part of the subscription integration cloud, and integration cloud itself will have its IPAAS connectors, abundant number of them that you can leverage. Will you be running further webinars on IoT? Absolutely.
I'll take that one, Ram. Yeah, we've actually planned. Thanks for that question, Andrew. We've actually planned a series of webinars, and IoT will be the next one. In fact, we'd like to discuss how Software AG and Kellton Tech work with the Cumulosity IoT platform, and that will be coming up quite soon. We would hope to have that in the end of March or in April, but stay tuned for further details. For everybody who registered and attended today, we mentioned earlier that we're sending out the recorded version of this webinar in the next couple of days. I'd also like to send you more details on future webinars, and if you have opted in to receive further information, you will get that. We take GDPR very seriously in both Kellton Tech and Software AG, so we would like to have your permission to send you more details for our upcoming webinar series. So please send us an email at ask@keltontech.com or opt in on our website on the webinar page at www.keltontech.com. I'd like to close off by saying thank you very much for our speakers today. Really interesting session, and we look forward to seeing you or hearing from you at the next webinar. Thank you very much, guys. All the best.